that ridiculous anyway.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to land on someone.
Someone would be me.
한눈 팔지 말 것 절대 방심하지 말 것 책임지고 있는 사람들을 꼭 기억할 것 더 힘을 가질 것 더 많은 돈을 가질 것 어깨가 무거워도 절대 무너지지 말 것 한눈 팔지 말 것 절대 방심하지 말 것 책임지고 있는 사람들을 꼭 기억할 것 더 힘을 가질 것 더 많은 돈을 가질 것 어깨가 무거워도 절대 무너지지 말 것
주식하지 말 것 코인하지 말 것 만약 투자하더라도 몰빵은 하지 말 것 마약하지 말 것 여자 조심할 것 만약 잠자리를 가진다면 녹음기 켜놓을 것.
So recently, I went on a one-week trip to Melbourne. It's considered one of the biggest cities in Australia next to Sydney, and usually when I'm traveling to a new place that has a proper climbing scene, I like to check out the gyms while I'm there, since usually it is quite different to the gyms I'm used to in one way or another. There's a lot of gyms near the CBD area, and they all have pretty good reviews, but today we are at Urban Climb in Collingwood, which is about 20 minutes away from the CBD. From my understanding, Urban Climb is one of the biggest chains in Melbourne, sort of like our 9 Degrees in Sydney. And I've also seen this one on Instagram a lot, so I was pretty excited to try it out. This gym's grading chart goes from yellow to white, where yellow is the easiest and white is the hardest. I noticed that this chart order is actually exactly the same as one up in Sydney, which was pretty cool and made it really easy to remember. I also noted that this gym sets their climbs pretty hard, so for reference, everything here feels about 1 grade higher than one up. First climb of the day is this orange climb right here. Now this one is what I would describe as a Ryan style climb. What does that mean? Let me explain. Basically, it's a very outdoorsy style climb where you have bad feet, bad hands, and you're very cramped into the wall with the moves requiring you to constantly maintain tension in cramped body positions, while slowly pulling yourself up statically into the subsequent holds with very strong and powerful lock-off moves. I'm really bad at these types of climbs, but I'm like, okay, fine. I'm in a different city, Ryan Sensei is here, let me try and learn a thing or two. Wow. I just want to point out that this right hand hold right here, this is a sloped crimp, which also has an additional blocker hold that prevents you from shoving your fingers in, even if you do have really small fingers to work with. How does he do it? I don't know, man, he's just that guy. Oh shit, nice! God damn. Alright, please explain how I did that, I don't get it. Please explain.
I just commit, because like...
Just commit?
I would not be able to lock off.
Okay.
Like, I couldn't find anywhere to put my feet. I was just like, fuck it.
Wait, what did you do? How'd you do the end differently that time?
I did it. I just held it.
So, you didn't commit the first time?
No, I did it.
You just held it hard. You just held it harder.
This time I just held it.
You held it harder.
I was like, oh, what could I do? So I put some energy thinking about it.
Okay.
But I'm sure there's a better way.
Is the end worse than? It's definitely worse than the middle, right?
Loopy. Like you get like 1.5 like these finger pads. Just like it's slopey. So it's like.
Okay. I'll just be happy to get to the middle. I don't think I can get to there.
Yeah, lock off the one. Oh. Try to lean really far from that. Because you're like supporting with it. And that puts stress on your fingers.
Come on, how the fuck is that?
It's like sloping the
Yeah. Why do you block that off?
make it long.
Oh my god. Alright, let's do a documentary.
Moving on to better things in life. Next up is this orange climb on the prow section, which I thought was pretty cool because the two of us had different betas going up the climb, and then it also has a pretty flashy finish. The start is relatively straightforward, with mostly simple moves going up the wall whilst having both hands compressed against holds on both sides of the corner. Here, Ryan elects to move towards the right, using mainly just the orange holds. I, on the other hand, choose to bump my left hand up to the high volume, and then I do a high left toe hook whilst leaning down, to then reach the next handhold on the right. By the way, this is our first reaction when we see what the last move looks like. It's not necessarily that physically difficult of a move, but it's quite mentally difficult since it's really scary to fall from a jump to the top. Having said that though, once we actually fell enough times, the confidence to commit for the move starts to grow, and then it's not too bad. Next up is my personal favourite climb of the session, which is this red climb right here. I really liked that it was very technique intensive, where a lot of the moves feel pretty much impossible if you don't use the right technique. But if you do it correctly, it actually feels really doable. For example, let's take a look at this first move here. You need to get your toes hooked onto this hold over here, but the move is really far away. We saw someone else do this by simply walking his feet over to the left, but when actually trying this method ourselves, it felt completely undoable.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Try it, but I just swung.
When we instead attempt to swing our feet into the toe hook position, we're both able to land the move quite easily in just a few tries. However, as you can see, because I haven't quite figured out what the right technique and position is for the next move, it's looking really difficult to move on from that very big sloped hold on the right. So after some trial and error, we found out what we're actually supposed to do is to toe hook the right foot in as well, which puts us in the position to be able to switch the left foot from a toe to a heel, before then putting the right foot back down so that our body is less horizontal in order to reach for the next pocket hold.
Come on, right hand. Nice. Oh. Oh, oh. Oh man, nice try. So close.
Ryan locking off with his right hand into the sloped pocket seemed like he was just barely out of reach. So here I'm looking to see if having a high right foot heel might be the solution to give me that extra push to get me into that next hold. But unfortunately, it makes my body position just a bit too low.
I thought you were going heel to get the pocket. So that's what you meant. Like, heel up.
I thought right heel would put my left hand closer, so I don't have to lock off his heel.
So my solution of using a heel to give me that extra upwards push was actually on the right track, but I wasn't using the right heel to do it. Turns out the left heel is the one you want to use for this move because it keeps your body more vertical, which also puts the left hand a lot closer for the reach.
Oh, nice! You're right heel?
Right heel.
Right heel? Oh!
No, not right heel.
Oh, shit. Oh my god, you fucking face. Holy shit. What in the... What a fucking face.
The heel made it help. Right.
Next up is this green climb, which starts off with a toe hook catch coordination as the first move.
Shit, you done.
Come on. Is it a pogo? Isn't it a pogo?
Huh?
Isn't it not a pogo?
Yeah, but I was trying to get my feet.
Right. Let's see.
It's not your feet.
masturbate?
That's what everyone did.
I felt a bit awkward to masturbate.
Yeah. I think you carry too much.
So you masturbate.
That's what I saw.
The intended beta from what we saw from others is to match your feet here and then pogo the right foot over while simultaneously catching the right hand and stabbing the right foot at the same time, basically holding the barn door move. However, it felt really awkward to generate power from this position given how vertical the sloped foothold is that we're standing on. Instead, we ended up finding a beta break from watching another person who was doing it at the same time as us.
Is it possible? Oh! That's crazy.
I think momentum would be easy.
Yeah, you can try. So scary. Yeah, oh shit. That's so scary. It feels kind of right though, doing like your hand sticks.
Yeah, because you're leaning away from that hole.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry? Oh, right hand.
Yeah, if you go up like that way, you lean away from the hole. Oh, yes. Nice. Oh.
Good beta.
Final climb of the sesh was this purple climb here. It starts with 2 hands on the highest hold and then finishes at the bottom. I think this one is pretty unique and interesting. Although it's graded only as a purple, I think the difficulty of this one varies drastically and is very case by case depending on your body type, flexibility, and height. And I've also seen it done in several different ways depending on those factors. For me, tucking my legs in and sitting down doesn't work because I'm too cramped and hence there's too much weight around my knee area, which makes me fall out of the wall. So instead, I went for a flexible beta where I stretch my right foot up as support. That way I can then match my hands at the bottom.
Gotta get my money 긴장했지 매번 게임에 어지러운 판에 나 to the fly still on it 전화 오는 친구들 친척이 많아 이제 원하는 건 나눌 profit they be still calling Robbie scene 금을 모았지 언제든 많아 욕심난 내 것만 해 하고 눈치 반에 꼬라지 일값이나 지불해 I'll be showing what I'm about 원하는 게 있으면 I got my record on the gas 바람에 날려 baller chain bagging on my cash 그 다음에 새로운 스타일의 jazz 시작과 같이 죽음을 맞이 이제는 top 6 다 해먹을 예정 who don't brought them chopsticks yeah 근데 난 더 이상 재미를 잃어서 랩에 평론가들 땜에 trap 아닌 boom bap 둘만 하자면 난 그냥 여기서 대회 니네가 원하는 게 이런 거 니네가 아는 게 이런 거 계속 이럴 거면